Now, for the thousands in attendance
There we go,
and the
inside.
millions watching around the world on HBO pay-per-view. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
I did a thing, guys. I did a thing. I took it all off. All of this hair is gone. But actually, it feels really nice. It's really nice, and like I don't have to like dry my hair anymore. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I did a thing. I chopped it all off. I'm getting ready for nationals. I wanted to change up the hair. It's been getting a little longer, and I've been thinking about this for a very long time, and I finally just did it. I also wanted to pay my homage to my Bulgarian, the country, and also the arm wrestlers, because everyone kind of looks like this. They got the very short buzz cut. Some of these guys got it permanently, so I wanted to just to see what I'd look like with it. So yeah, it's been a few days. It's been very weird, you know. I've had long hair or semi-long hair for like 30 years, and I'm still not used to this, but it's already growing pretty quick. It was even shorter a few days ago. But yeah, let's get the video started. So it's been a while. I'm sorry about this, guys. These tournaments happened like a month ago. So I pulled 2 tournaments, Illinois State and then Border Wars in Wisconsin, back to back. So maybe 1 week, a week and a half of rest. So I'm gonna do a poll review and just kind of talk about what happened and why did it happen. And, that's pretty much it. All right, so let's get started. The first tournament I pulled was Illinois State 176. We started off with left hand. To be honest, Illinois State has been getting more and more stacked. I mean, my class, pretty much all the classes had top level national people. So it was a very fine line between 1 and 2 and 0 and 2. So first person, this is Stan. I don't know much about him. I know he's been pulling for 10 to 15 years. If you're watching this video, you can correct me. I noticed that he is much closer and tight and, probably a hook puller of some sort. During the setup, he wasn't really putting too much pressure, or if he was, he didn't want to do too much. Maybe he was uncomfortable. I felt very comfortable with the amount of load he was doing or not doing. I felt that I could do a really strong side pressure hit. That's pretty much what I was doing there. Hit really hard, and I got a flash pin right away. One thing you guys will notice throughout these videos, I pull a little bit lower, open angle. I really put a lot of pressure on the brachialis. This is going to change in the next 3 months. So you'll see me in the practice or something. I'm going to be a lot more tighter. I'll be looking for static pulling. But yeah, no complaints on this first pull. Felt good. I always try to start very strong. All right, so this next puller, this is Roman Gromov. He is a USA legend. One of the best lightweight pullers in the 154 category. Really great person as well. I never actually pulled him before. I never practiced with him. I never pulled him. I know he is very versatile. He can do top roll, hook, press. He can do it all. So it was really interesting getting to pull him. Obviously, we both probably just set up for a general top roll. He didn't really load up too much off the go, but the moment he goes right here, he hits through my fingers, and then once my fingers go, he takes my cup, he takes my pronator, he takes everything. Honestly, the only thing I could have done is maybe, I don't think I would have won, but I think be a little faster, because he was very quick. I couldn't even react fully, so be a little quicker. And maybe negotiate with him, maybe try for strap. But yeah, this kind of opened my eyes. So just got to start training my hands a bit more. I've been not training them enough, been training everything else. Forearms, cup, side pressure, these sort of things. But hands are very important, because you saw my hands just get busted through. So very important to train. So it's kind of like a future plan. I do want to rematch Roman and have a match with him on the right. See what happens. Hopefully we're running into each other in a tournament or something like this. All right, so the next person, this is Nolan Grooms. Honestly, I don't know much about him until after the tournament, but he's very strong. He, I think, became the IFA Youth World Champion very recently. He off the bat, and this is something that I do, he just asked for straps. And I'm like, okay, sure, I'm down for some straps. Because I'm a lot stronger in straps, I guess, so to see if he's asking for it. I was able to kind of hold him off for a moment towards the end of the pin pad, but I couldn't really do there. He repositioned and just, pinned me, took the win. He's a close grip. I'm sure he's very versatile, but he was using hook, kind of like a side pressure, very close to arm and shoulder to his body. I'm still more open. So if I don't get that first hit in, it's not happening. His hands are also very big. I felt during the setup he was covering part of my pronator even. So, or like part of my wrist down here. So he was able to really hit my pronator. I'd love to pull him again. I think, again, just got to get my hand a little stronger. There is a correlation between pronation and hand strength. I think I've developed enough pronation with a weak hand. Time to just get a stronger hand so that I can really optimize my pronation. So yeah, that's my 2 losses on left arm. We switched to right. I get first match Nolan. I thought to myself, why not just try it, more of an inside style. So I'm a top roller. I guess the mistake was trying an inside style in a high level tournament like this, like off the go. So I can go inside, but I need some time to prep. So for him, I was trying to set up for kind of a, the Kazakh hook. If you guys ever seen it, you know what I'm talking about. But it takes significant preparation of the elbow, shoulder tightness. I guess I just didn't have it, so he pretty much separated my arm and took the pin. I didn't do the straps with him this time. I wanted to see how it would go, but honestly, mistake was just switching styles. So it kind of made me, realize stick to my strengths, which is pulling, not so much pressing or side pressure. Always pull first for me. And then I can transition. So I learned this through my first loss, and it was a good lesson. All right, so for my next pull, I pulled Chase. So it was very interesting. So Chase, his lever is a bit shorter than mine. So I know that, I can just, like from his style, I watched him previously, he does flop wrist press. So I know that he's not trying to top roll. So during the match, I completely dumped my riser just to put that pressure on him so he can't flop me. And we slip, we go to straps. I do it again, and then the moment ready go goes. He can't like get into his position. I put him out of his shoulder, and he can't hook either because I have a dump riser. His only option really was to top roll, but I don't think he's comfortable with that. So then I just pinned him and took the win. So yeah. All right, so for my second match, or third match, this is against Chase Fernstall. Sorry if I mispronounce your name, Chase. He's a really strong guy from Wisconsin. We've actually had a match 2 years ago on the left arm in amateurs, and we've both grown quite a bit. I already know he's a hook drag kind of puller, not really so much into the top roll. He has shorter lever. And I have a longer lever, so actually I have to exert more force to the side to get that dominant position. But yeah, he is a very strong guy, and I messed up my technique. I was obviously I dumped my riser because he's going for hook. Very strong hand. He still took my pronator, In the first round, I was able to bring it back to center, but then he elbow fouled. He almost nearly pinned me. So I have a very strong, like this awkward biceps, I don't know, King's move. My last like resort that I do when I face a really strong puller. Again, my style, the way I was doing my style, it's either I hit and I pin you quickly, or I get caught and there's going to be a struggle. So again, I had to just be more tight, and I should have felt it. I felt his hand pretty strong. I should have, instead of trying to hit sideways, I should have been back pressure towards my end and kind of slowly top roll him. I got too excited, my mistake, and I opened myself up. So hopefully I run into him again, rematch in a tournament, and kind of do the better technique and see what happens. So that pretty much ends my run at Illinois State. Fast forward a week and a half later, we're going to Border Wars in Wisconsin. And this is kind of what I've done 2 years now. So a year ago I did this, and I was, kind of successful in my class. This year I decided to not do the 172 class. I was actually very close to the weight. I was 173, 174. I could have lost some weight and participated, but I wanted to kind of see where I stand with the heavier guys. So I did the 190 class. So I was probably 18 pounds lighter, or no, like 15 pounds lighter than everyone, or even more. Some guys probably weighed in and they drank an A, and they probably 193. Who knows? So yeah, this first guy, I have no idea what his name is. Yeah, I did my usual, like side pressure, like top roll hit, and but the thing is, he's one of those people where you can just give your wrist away and then you have a fight like this, and I didn't want to do that, and because of that, I was trying to do like a secure, like a slip. I guess my only tip for myself is just slip faster, because I wasted a little bit of energy. I didn't want to spin myself out and overpronate or supinate too much, so I try to be center and just press into it until his hand gave, because I saw that his wrist was pretty weak. But yeah, once we got into straps, it was just to the straight to the pin pad. No issues really. Again, you're gonna see me a bit more open, like 90 degrees, maybe 90, 91. That's about it. All right, so the second match, I was still kind of waking up. I mean, it's only one table, so it takes quite a bit of time to actually pull your match. So I was still like trying to wake up and get into the zone and be more aggressive. So I wasn't quite there yet. You can see I'm very calm. I don't even follow through on my pin. I kind of just pinned them at the pin pad, and then that was good enough for me. I think I could have been a bit more aggressive and just smash through. I didn't really have to do anything too much, just hit side pressure. I kind of loaded up on his hand. I noticed that he liked to load up, so I pushed these knuckles into his hand, and then it felt very comfortable for me. So I kind of posted a little bit and hit side pressure, and yeah, got the pin. Not really stressed or anything. Still pretty fresh. So then I just continued. All right, so next is Chandler. Chandler and I are very close. He's a bit heavier than me. We've actually pulled in a previous tournament last year on Halloween. And on left arm, it was very close. On right arm, he dominated me. But now this time, I actually stopped him even more. But I got too excited, did a side pressure hit, lost my wrist. This wrist still needs work. It was injured. So it's behind. It's like 20% weaker than this wrist, and probably 20% less durable too. So his style, I mean, he's a strong guy, so he loads up, you know, he has a post. Um, he kind of does like this like turn into like a tight chest movement, so he's kind of like between like a side pressure, inside puller, but he can still do top roll, like some kind of hybrid top roll, because his wrist and riser are probably very strong. I've seen him doing some heavy, you know, deadlifts and things like this. So he's a developed athlete. But yeah, again, all I had to do was stay tight, pull back outward towards my side, and again, it would have probably taken a bit of time, but just have to try it next time and see what happens. Because he has a strong hit, and this is again where my weak hand, I can't hold my pronation, and then I get pinned. All right, so next up we got Christian. He used to be in my class. He actually, you know, gained a bit of weight and went into the next class. We haven't pulled in a year, so I was really curious to see where he's at. I know he's flop press and hook kind of arm wrestler. He doesn't really do top roll, so I would have to just do top roll. But off the go, I hit, and then he caught my hit. And he's really good at that. So then we both get into hook. So if I transition into a hook, I'm okay. This is fine for me. I just have a hard time setting the hook from the start. But he put me in it, and that's okay with me. It was probably my favorite match because we were in there for a minute, and I actually had some time to think. So, you know, he hit me, or he was doing pressure, and I was able to hold it kind of at center neutral. So then I thought, you know, I'm just gonna kind of dump my riser and just start supinating and like pressing down. So I started pressing down on his pronator after I repositioned his shoulder, and eventually, you know, I pressed down just enough, got the pin. I'm very proud of this match. I didn't do any extra movements I didn't need to do. I didn't open myself up. I kept my shoulder tight. Obviously, it could always be tighter. I just think at the moment, the way I'm strongest is like from like right here. I still need to get this tight. This will be a nice jump progression. But this is technical and some kind of specific training that I need. All right, so this is for the finals. So I made a mistake coming into this tournament. I didn't really eat the best breakfast that I could eat. I didn't bring enough electrolytes and enough food. So this was at the end of the evening. This was like 8 hours later, and my arms started cramping, and honestly, I didn't have any energy left in general. Chandler just was a lot more prepared, and obviously he's also strong, so the more prepared person wins. So yeah, I cramped right here. I didn't have any more endurance left in this per action. You know, I hit, just pulled me apart. The only thing I can say is just be more prepared, eat better, and drink better. All right, so on to the left-hand matches. So the left-hand bracket was actually really small, but it was me, Christian, and Chandler. So first match was Christian. So this actually, honestly, I don't have the durability yet. I mean, it's getting there. You should have seen me like a year ago. I would slip once and the whole tournament would be ruined. But we slipped 4 times or 5 times. I forgot the count anymore. And you know, by the end of the slip, it was just, this was pumped up and sore. I lost quite a lot of power. I didn't have any more side pressure. There was just a lot going on with the refs. They were having trouble making a decision whether or not it was intentional slip or if it was elbow foul. I elbow fouled and he did intentional slip, and then we both did the same thing. So eventually, you know, it's like coincidental. Anyway, to get to the point, we slipped 4 or 5 times, and my elbow was busted up. Luckily, in the strap, I'm very strong in the strap, especially on the left arm, and I know how to do the pressure. I did a bit more side pressure off the go to get him out of his shoulder because I know he was going to flop because he did it like 5 times. And, you know, I got a pretty good win. So, not bad. But not good either. It kind of, I felt like it cost me my endurance. All right, so yeah, I go up against Chandler again. You can see that off the go, you know, I hit, he starts going inside, I start losing this motion. So he pulls me off center, I get too excited, I try to pin, I almost crack his wrist, I should have pulled back more. And but then he gets my pronator, so then I turn wrist up and then he pins me. I think if I didn't have such a long match with Christian, I could have won that first match against him. All right, so now it's me and Christian. This is for second place. We decided to go straight in the straps just to not punish ourselves anymore. I kind of wanted to play it a little bit more strategic. So off the go, I just hit a really strong back pressure to lock myself onto my side of the field. So I probably had like this many inches of his arm on my side, just to save my elbow from like pain, and then I just pinned him. Kind of reduced the pain and not as much damage because my style sometimes is very damaging, and I always have trouble getting into the very end. But this was a heavier class, so it was a good challenge. So yeah, I won this one. All right, so if you're watching this one, this is against Chandler again. I was trying to be kind of tricky, you know. So by the way, before this, arm cramped very bad. So the moment I would squeeze it would just start like cramping and doing weird things. So I had to kind of rub it out there. I don't know if you'll see it during the match, but I had to rub it out. Yes, and and you know, kind of hope that it would calm down, but it wasn't really helping. So I didn't set up too good. I mean, I was even more open. I was trying to do a very soft touch because he was already loading up on me. I knew I didn't have, you know, I didn't have any strength left. So I was doing soft touch until he kind of gave up on trying to load. So then you know, he came to an agreement that we're both going to start gently, or like very quickly. So when they said ready go, I instantly tightened up. I did feel like I took his pronator for a bit, but honestly, his arm was very complete still. His side pressure and you know everything else held up, so I couldn't bring him over to my side and do the win. So yeah, so he won. He was a very strong competitor that day and in general, and I ended up getting second place on both arms. All right, so that pretty much concludes my 2 tournaments. Honestly, I'm still resting and recovering. I have all these pains, you know, in my back and sides here. So I'll probably do some just general strength building for the next few weeks and not really do much table time. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I don't get to do these too much. I usually just do the pulls and the tournaments right away. I don't talk about it that much. I hope you enjoy this format. Let me know what you think, and let me know which of my matches was your most favorite. And, you know, share it with your buddies and your friends, and subscribe if you haven't. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.